This right here is the final and most extensive part of your entrepreneurship SAE. It's the required documentation. As always on here, there are some basic instructions here on the Canvas page. You can find my reading right here of that. And then there are two documents for you to utilize. You can utilize either the Microsoft Word version or the Google Docs version. There are also a couple of helpful links here, including the Completing Your Awards Application Guide, as well as a link to our online record-keeping platform, the Ag Experience Tracker. You should already have login information for that. I'm going to go ahead and open up the Microsoft Word version of your document. So you will be utilizing this document for completion of required documentation. Record keeping is also important, and establishing a system to maintain your records now will help you as you progress through your experience. So the part one of this is record keeping, and you're going to use the AET, that's the Ag Experience Tracker, for record keeping. Now, by the end of the year, you should have zero issues in utilizing up a minimum of 10 hours on your project. And keep in mind that 10 hours can include the time that you spent working on the document, the first 4 documents of this. Shoot, that's an hour each probably. But take that and you're going to record that in AET. For further guidance on that, you need to talk to your instructor. After that, once you have documented those hours, you are also going to complete a proficiency application. There is a guide here for completing that. That guide was also back here on the Canvas page. So you can complete that proficiency application on AET. It's very straightforward once you follow the guide, but the important part is make sure that you complete that following the guide. This does need to be completed in February if you choose this route. Your SAE proficiency could be submitted to regional contest, and this is an opportunity for you to literally take an assignment that you have to do in class anyway and earn $40 for winning a regional proficiency. There might be some minor modifications that we make to it after you submit it, but go ahead, work through it, respond to the questions that are in there, and do your best with that, and we'll see what you come up with. You're going to share the link to your proficiency application after you've downloaded it from AET right here. Option 2 for this is to just complete a literal business plan. There's a resource right here on how to write a business plan, and then right here you're provided a general outline of what to include for that business plan. Business plans are used for both initially developing a business and perhaps even getting a business loan from a bank, but it's also can be used to, improve your marketing, improve your operating, figure out what competitors are happening in the area so that you can plan ahead what's going on. There is a use for this in actual business. Part 3, you're actually going to present on this in class. You're going to present this to the class. There's a little rubric for you to kind of guide your presentation, and these are the sections that you should have on your presentation. We're only looking for you to take about 5 minutes of time to present in class. As you prepare your visual aid for this, include some pictures of your project, you working in your project, and then you're going to put a little link to your presentation here. That can be shared through Google Slides, PowerPoint, however, but copy that link to the presentation here. Make sure it is shared properly so that we have access to it, so that you can present that to the class here. Finally, we're going to have you complete a self-reflection. This self-reflection is in Google Forms, and you're just going to put the date that you submitted it. The reflection is pretty straightforward. Once you open it to look at it, you will find that there are just a couple of questions asking about your experience, what you got out of it, and recommendations that you would have going forward. Once you have completed this document, you will go back to the main page right here in Canvas and submit your document. Another item to note, this was provided to you at the beginning of your project. There is this little tracking template. This is where this came from. So you can utilize this to track everything going through, check off that you have done specific portions of each assignment as you work through them. There's also kind of a general scoring guideline of your overall SAE grade. Please let us know what questions you have and make sure that you come back here and submit your documentation.